This is 2002. This is taken at the Wrigley Building on Michigan Avenue. This has all been redone now. It's totally different. This is the area between the two towers. It has a courtyard passageway here. And here you can see that there's actually, I think there was even a door there. This is now completely opened up now. These are more slow shutter shots that I was experimenting with, where it makes the people passing through kind of transparent. This is taken outside the Wrigley Building here. Just some guy looking over the railing. This is the Wrigley Building, and I think I did some post-production Photoshop work in this, where I brought down the overall levels except the lights inside. This one is taken from the State Street Bridge. This is the old Sun Times building, which was torn down in 2005, and this is where the Trump Tower is. This is over in the distance is the Wrigley Building and the Tribune Tower. This is Chicago River. This is taken in the Rice Annex of the Art Institute. This is the gallery where they have the Beaux-Arts statues. And I was looking over the railing, and there was some art student that was sketching them. This is taken at Graceland Cemetery. It is one of the statues that's pretty close to the opening. You see it when you come in. I believe it was taken in the fall, and the ivy that was growing all over it had already died off, and it just showed the branches. It was completely covered in ivy. And this is another image where I like to invert it because I just think it looked very interesting. It was much more interesting. I particularly like the dramatic skies that it produces. This image is taken at the Chicago Post Office on Clark Street, Clark and Adams, building designed by Mies van der Rohe. It's a part of the whole Federalist Plaza there. I had a post office box here from the late 80s to, I think I had it for like 25 or 30 years. And these are probably all vacant now. And we shall see if this building is closed with all the other post offices. It's a fabulous building. And when I used to work downtown, close to there, I used to go in there every day and check my mail. And they used to have a place to sit, and I used to sit there and read. Acoustically, it's also a very interesting place because it's very cavernous, and I've also done some field recording in there just to pick up the spatial nature of it. This one is one of my angular shots of Upper Wacker, east of Michigan Avenue. I think this is a Swiss Hotel here. This is who's the architect? Harry Weiss, Swiss Hotel. Or maybe it's this one here. I'm not sure. But I believe this one here, the one over on the left, is the Swiss Hotel. This is taken at the Adams L stop, looking through the window of the covering there. And this is 55 East Monroe, a slab of a building, which is now, the upper floors are now condos. This one here is the the Damon L stop on the Blue Line in Wicker Park. In this shot, I believe I was coming back from a concert that I had attended there. This one is taken along the lakefront by the planetarium. I particularly like this shot, and I've done a number of versions of this. The original one was larger, and I had cropped it, so this guy looks like he's kind of wading into the water. And it's interesting to look at the skyline in 2002. It's vastly different now. If you went to this spot over by the planetarium, looking northwest, this is all completely filled in. This entire sky area would be filled in with buildings. This is taken by the Wrigley Building. This is a shot out of my window, my kitchen window, when I lived in Oak Park. And I liked the freshly fallen snow and the porch light that's right in the middle of that. This one was taken, I believe, at the Pride Parade in 2002, June 2002. And I just liked the way the guy was posed there with the fan and the 2 chains. Taken at a Halloween party. This one is the North Garden of the Art Institute. This also has changed a lot. I mean, it's grown in. But as you can see, the statues are the same. This is a David Smith cubi. And if you see, right behind it is a Henry Moore. I always liked how the two kind of came together as you were walking around the perimeter of the garden. Sometimes they would come together in a nice tableau. I actually have an image of that I took years later. But even then I was noticing it, and then eventually came back and took that picture. But what I liked here was just how all the elements kind of came together, with him being the central, sitting on the edge of the bench with a little bit of shadow. So there was something like a refracted light that was coming in over his head, and it created a shadow. This one is kind of a mistake. It's an ISO setting error, or when I was inside this club, I just had the camera on 400, or maybe it was 800. It's that same camera. It's the first Canon that I got. I believe it was taken at the Hot House. The Hot House was a club on South Wabash, like Wabash and Balbo, so 600 South Wabash. It's not there anymore, but I think I saw some world music group there, some African band. But I just like how it's blurred and looks very painterly. So I included it as a picture. You see lots of this stuff now, but back then it was a major discovery. Taken in the L Blue Line, I believe. Slow shutter shot. Another slow shutter shot with the tanker truck. This one was taken at a rally in Federal Plaza in October of 2002. This was when they were planning the invasion of Iraq, and there were many debates about it then. And every weekend there was some kind of thing going on down there. And this was maybe late October of 2002. And this is an image that you would see today